Okay. Here we go. Let me hop in then. Turn it up a little bit. Unos. This is crazy looking, man. This is crazy looking. Just parallels keep coming. I'm a son God, but also is God himself. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. This is sick. Behold, the emissary of the spirits that have broken through the firmament and descended upon our world. Traumerei versus Gaston 7. Alright, that's an arm. I was like, what is that? That's crazy. Where the hell did that thing come from? That's crazy. I want to see what Traum looks like when he calls back another one of his dragons. That's what I want to know. Takes that power back. Like, what's his left arm gonna look like? I don't command anything. So is Gasang saying he's like the opposite of Traum? Traum, everything has to be under Traum's control. And Gasang's like saying the opposite, where it's like I'm not controlling. Well, I wouldn't say he's controlling. Who knows? Well, I wouldn't know. His arm still is gone though. Is it still in frame? It is. It's gonna be like, where's his arm at? My power derives from imagination that comes from reading. Dude, Valhalla's crazy. Everything is being like ravaged. Oh no, Olin. He's going through it. Skip. This is fine. Dude, this just its headpiece alone is sick. It's crazy. Like, look how much bigger it is. These panels are nuts. Imagination towers above everything else. Until Blossom's flame incinerates it. That is. Yeah, interesting. Tell me more. Tell me more. This is no more than a little breeze to me. Don't get too cocky. All you have to do is what? All you have to do is what? Is cut through it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He did. I'm like, did he turn the smile? I'm like, what happened? I was like, what? I'm like, what happened? He disappeared. Valhalla. I know it's a nuisance, but go fight him for me. How the hell is this gonna work? Like, Dude, the varying size of the wings of Valhalla is crazy. Just how it like it's crazy. What about Gaston? Where did he go? Is he hiding in the vines? I don't know. It's about time. Is Valhalla winning this battle? It's hard to tell, like with all like the all that, because that's what comes off of Valhalla normally. It's about time I shut that thing up. Okay. How effective is this going to be? That's what I'm curious. How effective is it going to be? Because it didn't look like Unos had like a lower body. So could Gaston not just summon his own 13 warriors to fight Traum? Do they all have 13 warriors? Question. I'm wondering if these were just unique to how like Traum did it with his dragons, or his dragons in addition with the other monsters that he had. Creatures. Hear about Valhalla's wings are almost moth-like. Yes, they're huge. They're huge. Like the wings were like so big, and like Valhalla was that tiny. It was crazy. Am I supposed to be afraid of some silly imaginary friends of yours, Gaston? You make me laugh. What in the world made you think? Look out your eye. I ran away. Did you put your arm back on? That's what I want to know. No, how many times has he bonked Traum? He's knocked him a couple of times already. I think his arm's still gone. He's knocked him quite a few times, like a couple of times. Ooh. Unfortunately for you, Unos is the very wind that blows outside the tower. No matter how hard you try, you can't cut it to pieces. So disconnect rupture is not working on Unos, because we've seen Traum use it. This is crazy. This is crazy. Oh, that. Okay. Ooh. There's Valhalla going again, wrapping him up. Now, is Valhalla getting blown away? Or is Valhalla coming in? Stop getting on my nerves and piss off. How effective is that gonna be? Dude, watching two family heads fight is like fascinating. Right? It's fascinating because they're just throwing out all these like unfathomable things, and it's just like they just keep throwing them and throwing them and throwing them, just going. It's crazy. That's a good call, Michael. Like I read it and try and process it, and then I'm like, how would that work? How would that work? So I made that's a good thing to point out. Oh, help. Who's this? Help. Who are these individuals? What the world? I have a guess, but I'm not sure. They all have like different wounds. That's true. Okay, let me continue. Do you think I'm my first guess was is this like trying to pull up people that Traum might have killed before? And he's trying to like guilt trip him or something, or trip him up by showing him these people? Do you think this ridiculous illusion will work against me? It's so cool. There you are. What if it wasn't to like trip you up, Traum? What if it was just to divert your attention? I like this panel. I just sensed Gaston. Oh, wait. Is he attacking Valhalla? Hold on. Is he attacking Valhalla? Because he was doing this. But he couldn't see. He just cut straight through like the wind. I've got him now. How can this be? There's no way I mistook something else for Gaston. His arm. I was gonna say his arm. So how is this gonna work now? He cut Valhalla with Rupture. Is like, what is the state of Valhalla now? Is that his arm? It is. Did I never notice that there was a mouth on this book? You fool. The book is talking. He tricked me. I can't even bring myself to look you in the eye. Rest in peace, fallen spirit. Damn. Like that? I want to see Traum's reaction. This panel is sick as hell. Look, he's pissed. He's upset. Gaston, you bastard. How dare you toy with... Oh, he's pissed. He's pissed. How dare you toy with me? Now he's just unleashing. Oh, he's pissed. Is he screaming? What are we doing, Traumerei? What are we doing? What are we doing, Traum? I was trying to see if the body was going to change or something. He's just taking it back. Oh, long hair. It looked like he was put like I don't even know. Like, I don't want to say putting the creatures on, but it might have been calling them back or putting them inside of him. I don't know. Why does he look older? Why does he look older? He looks older, no? Because whenever he lost the mask, I'm like, without the mask, he looks like a kid. He looked mad young when he got the mask knocked off his face. He looks mad. He looks older right here. Hey. Dog, he summoned all his creatures back, and now he's be gone. Wait, it's not. It looks different. Rupture looks different. Rupture looks different. Zoom me out. Zoom me out. Show me what's happening. Zoom me out. Dog, he obliterated it. Dude, how big is it? Time out. How big is this? I figured it was going to be big. How big? How big is it? I figured that it was, I'm not pausing. I figured that it was going to be like, it looked like it was going to be bigger, but this is massive. I haven't had to summon this much power in ages. I never realized this until now, but when I'm in this state, I think I can use Rupture not only on sheets of matter, but even on solid bodies as well. You're up next. He looks clean as hell right here. He summoned all of his monsters are now in his cloak, but it's like there's like the DNA strand that's surrounding all of them. I think he summoned all of them back into him. I thought there were tattoos too. Gaston. He can use Rupture on 3-dimensional spaces. Ugh. In that case, this next attack could be seriously dangerous. Dog, he's summoning... Is he summoning Rupture in an orb? Is that what he's doing? Like I said earlier, Gaston. Is he tearing open? He is. I'm like, is he tearing open like just the whole You're going to regret this. Thank you for blacking that out for us. Dog. That's like he's cutting through the fabric of reality. Did he somehow manage to cut through a spell that stopped space-time itself? He hasn't simply gone from using Rupture on flat surfaces to 3-dimensional spaces. This is the ultimate form of Rupture. Funny, isn't it? Seeing all those insignificant, trivial creatures stick their noses in our fight and start killing each other for some pointless war. Doesn't it remind you of the old days, Gaston? I didn't want to have to leave the battleship ever again because I knew something like this would happen. This is all your fault. You should never have forced me to leave the battleship. I'm the very incarnation. What the hell am I? Wait, did he just turn his battleship into a creature? I wasn't peeping, but I'm peeping. I'm the very incarnation of all that is evil and repulsive. That's crazy. Dog, he turned his battleship into a creature. So when is the administrator gonna step in? Right? I feel like this right here, I feel like this action, he's creating portals, all like what he just did. This right here, this feels administrator worthy. No, someone has to be like, hey, time out. Especially, well, I don't think anything. I'm guessing. Depending on where his battleships and everything were, like if it's on the same floor or whatever, then fine. It's just like bringing them here. But what if this stuff is on a completely different floor? Like the scale that he's using this on. Like I feel like this wouldn't this have to warrant some attention? In my brain, I feel like it would have to warrant some attention, no? Someone has to say something. Because what he's doing is crazy. Good question. Obviously, there's one more chapter available right now on Webtoon. If you watch a free ad or whatever, would that be classed as fast pass if you want to read it? I don't know. Is that how that works? I thought you have to pay for it. Who said something? You said the admin English. Admin approved this whole thing. So they're just going to let them go crazy. Okay. Yeah, it's only on the mobile app. They're trying to funnel people in certain directions. It's annoying. Admin's like, it's okay as long as the chess game happens. This is crazy. So Traumerei, as we learned, was that last chapter or was that 2 chapters? I'm at the family head level. I don't see admins getting involved, but they can't beat them. So I feel like they could get involved and they wouldn't be able to do anything. So I think I think because this was approved, the admins aren't gonna get involved. So I would think if this was like an unsanctioned thing and they started going crazy, I feel like at that point then maybe somebody might step in. But because this is quote unquote sanctioned, they're just gonna be like, all right, y'all do what y'all do. We've approved this, right? You guys aren't going crazy. That's what. So I'm thinking if this was like unsanctioned, like they just ran down on each other and started going crazy, what would you class it if it gets? What I mean is like if this was like an unsanctioned fight, like it feels like the admins approved this whole chess thing, them being here, them fighting. So no matter what happens, besides like floor altering events akin to like an Enryu or something, I think they'll be fine. But I think like if this were like randomly they just met up, they're like, let's just go meet up and die, and they just picked floor 72 and just decided to just go fight, I think something would happen. Some entity would show up and be like, no. I do think that'll happen, right? Remember in season 2 how when Admiral, when Karaka and yes, I do remember that. So I feel like these family heads, if they were doing something like if this wasn't an approved bout, I think some entity steps in a long time ago. I think a long time before it even gets this far. I feel like they step in a long time ago. But back to Traumerei. Last chapter or 2 chapters ago, was that last chapter? Hold on, it was last chapter. No, yes, 221. We find out that Traumerei. Well, we don't find this out, so it wasn't last chapter, but we get to see it with him calling back Rapid and having the dragon arm and him taking his power back. And Gaston pissed him off so bad that Traum took all of his power back, seemingly. That's what it seems like to me. Well, depending on if he has any other creatures anywhere else. Anything that was in this general vicinity, he took it. Like, he opened up his orb and it seemingly took all of those creatures we got to see in the flashback that he necromanced and put in his orb. He seemingly pulled all of them back. So this is like a full, quote unquote, like a full power Traum. So this guy, what's the point of the mask then? Except for Leviathan, yeah. It's like, what's the point of the mask? He brought all his power back. He looked like he got older. Like his hair got longer. He got buffer. He looks way cleaner than he ever has. This is the cleanest that he's looked so far. This is the cleanest he's looked in the series so far, without a shadow of a doubt. I feel like there's no arguing it. It's the cleanest that he's looked. The mask was I'm like, what's the point of the mask? I thought we were gonna get there's no reason. He just got the mask knocked off. But it's the cleanest he's looked. This is clean. This is clean. See, there's no reason for him to be wearing pants under this traditional garb. There's no reason for him to wear pants. So why is he wearing pants in his normal outfit? Why can't he just rock the traditional garb? That's all I was asking. Pick one. Don't do both. But I thought he had back tattoos too. In this right here. This right here, and it was the other one too. Where's the other panel? I thought he had back tattoos. I'm like, that is sick. But he didn't. But nonetheless, he looks clean. Let's be progressive. If you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. But there's no reason for it, though. Whatever. So this guy... So now I'm curious, because he opened his orb, and all of the creatures he put in his orb, he seemingly absorbed. So if he were to go use Shinwan Ryu, is it just going to come from him? It's not going to go into his orb? What's his orb going to be like now? It did look like he made an orb of rupture. That's what it looked like to me. So instead of it there being his creatures, he turn rupture into his orb. That's what it looked like. This is crazy. This is nuts. See, now this is where I have questions in regards to the rankings, because Traum wasn't ranked, and we don't know if he wasn't ranked because of his inactivity, because we know he was so inactive that people didn't know if he were alive or dead. In his own family, they didn't know that. So we don't know if he wasn't ranked because of that. But if he's doing stuff like this, and he's at least 17. No, at the max. Excuse me. The max he's ranked is 17. Now, ranking doesn't determine power or anything. But power factors into it, influence, all that other stuff. But he He's at the maximum 17. What are the individuals above him? What techniques are they going to be doing? Because Traum just used Rupture to transform, to cut through the whole big space. Like, it was massive. It was big, as big or bigger than a sprout. And then is like bringing his battleship that's like now turned into a creature. Like, he's doing some crazy things. Like what I expected family heads to be doing and not really being able to comprehend it fully. And because the scale is so massive, this is it. Right? This is it. We got a taste of it with Mershaya and Lustlek. I said the same. With Mershaya and Urek. We got a taste of it. We got a taste of it. And what a fight between two supreme power beings looks like. But this right here, this is crazy. And Gaston's not even doing anything crazy yet. That's what's like getting me. Like, Traum is now like, all right, I'm being serious. And Gaston's just sitting here like he's playing around with Traum. He's just like every like couple of minutes just just whacking him across the face. He's playing around with him every now and again. But it's like, okay, so Traum's like, all right, I'm gonna be serious now. And he's gonna like go crazy. Use all this power. He feels like he hasn't used his power. He probably hasn't used his power since the war. So what if Gaston's like, F it, and and he goes crazy? What do we do then? What happens then? What happens then? Goodness. Okay, my theory. We know that Fug put a devil in Bomb, right? What if that devil is V? The Blue Thruster could have been a test or trial to see if it was possible to put V's essence or spirit/power in Bomb. Could be that Bomb entered the tower without V inside. This could confirm that V did in fact die before the bomb events. Could also have been a plan to get infused his own power with the sun after Arlen made a deal with the outside god. That's interesting. It's possible. It actually is possible. So we're saying like the Blue Thrissa is similar to the, what is the freaking thing, the precursor to the thorn that was put in the shell thing that he had. So we're saying the Blue Thrissa could have been that. I'd be more inclined to think he made a rupture orb rather than an orb made of rupture. That makes sense. Like, so what you're saying, instead of him like how he did his creatures, like he took his orb and then put the necromance creatures into the orb, and that's where he derived all his stuff from. So instead of doing the same thing and putting rupture into the orb, he just turned rupture into an orb. I get what you mean. That does make sense. Also, what spell that stopped space and time that Gus is talking about? Let's go back. Hold on. The sprout. He's talking about the sprout. No? I didn't even think of that. Could what Traum just did undid the spell that was put on the sprout? Because the sprout had a spell put on it to stop it from growing. So could him cutting through like space and time have cut through the spell too? Is that what Gus is talking about? That's the only thing I can think of. I'm trying to get back to it. Where is it? I'm way too far. We could do this. That's the only thing I can think of with the orb. With the spell from the sprout. That's what I'm thinking, because hold on, let me pull up an image of the sprout. I took one not too long ago. Where is it? I'd be forgetting I could search. So this is what the sprout looks like normally when they first got there. Like the thing is so massive, it's like without zooming all the way out, it's hard to even like comprehend how big it is. They put it next to the sprout and the sprout looked massive. What does he mean by that? What are the other translations saying what this is? I need more context. More context. But Traum also cut the space between them and a mothership. Yeah. When they want to see you, he never misses when it comes to displaying. He doesn't. He does not. I also think what Traum did is similar to Data J's Shinwanryu, going internal instead of external. Just having one from the outside, it really was. I mean, the tower has a spell in it that creates / controls of space and time, like the laws of physics. So Traum just used Rupture to cut a hole in space and time and teleport into the... Yeah. That's what I'm thinking, because from how this is being displayed, it took me a second. This panel, like actually like looking at this panel, Traum did this, right? He reached up and it tore open. So it's not like he's like opening it over here or over here. It feels like, in a way, I don't even know how to, like, I don't even know if this is the right way to, it feels like he's like ripping into like the next floor because it's above them, because Gastong looks straight up. It feels like he's just ripping and like I don't know. This is why I'm like, I'm curious as to like on the what's the scale that he's doing this on. It feels like he's ripping in between floors. That's what it feels like. This feels like massive. Like it's crazy. In other translations, Traum said he can even cut dimensions. That were the case, they do it every time they use spatial distortion. Good point. Yeah, they use spatial distortion, and it's not that big a deal. They do say if you mess up, like, this could be really bad. But this feels different. This feels different. This feels very different. Like, even Gastong was like looking up and marveling at what Traum just did. This battleship is a creature. The very incarnation of all that is evil and repulsive. This is crazy. Where's this other hand coming from? Like, where's that other hand coming from? This one right here. Like, I don't see it attached to anything. Whatever the hell this is. Like, this one, I assume is coming from this, but this, I don't know. This is nuts. This is nutty. I don't even know where we go from here. I'm being so honest. I have no idea where we go from here. Also to note, I'm going back up here. I didn't want to forget about this. Imagination towers above everything else until Blossom's flame incinerates it. That is. I spent too long thinking about this, and the conclusion from Traum's space split was to think of it like the edge of a black hole in space. Light is being sucked into it from all directions, so if you were to cut into the edge, you would see light being sucked in, but it's not directly on top / below or to the side of it. It's just appearing to be on top because that's where the cut was made, if that makes sense. Yes. I don't think the ship was directly on top of him. I get what you're saying. I don't think that monster is the mothership. They look separated. Sounds like Blossom's flame burns imagination. It seems like her so we went from he's clearly surprised about the spell part, not the space-time part. They manipulate space all the time. what? So I do remember someone saying that, like, isn't like the Yeon family is clearly known for their flames, and then you have like all of these other individuals who have like these powerful like flames or explosions. So for a family that's like known for their flame, you have Gaston who uses flames, but then you have Gaston claiming that Blossom's flame, like her flame is like OD crazy, busted. Like what I infer from this is like Blossom damn near can undo anything that Gaston tried to do. It's very interesting why they would end up being with each other, because it feels like if her flames can burn his imagination, I don't know, maybe that's what attracted him to her, who knows. But it's interesting that those two end up together. But I feel like we now need something to like reestablish the Yeon family, because the Yeon family was the family head outside of like the Kun family that we were around the most, that I feel like we got a lot of information about. Like, it feels like the Kun family and the Yeon family since the beginning of season 2 were the families that were always like in our face. Like season 2, it was like those two. Of all the families, it was those two that we frequented the most, that we got little information here and there. We spent time on the 20th floor, all that stuff, dealing with the Zigena and everything, all that. So it's like, what's so special about them? I know. So look, I don't know. I don't remember everything, so I don't want to jump off and say something crazy. It's like, well, actually, Yadang got power crap. I think that line is supposed to reference the fact that Blossom was much more of a genius than even Gaston, and she's just that much stronger. Yeah, I will say that. Some of the stuff that was stated that she did sounds insane. It's confusing, but I'm thinking Blossom's flame is more friction burn kind of fire, whereas Yeon is actually fire. Also, what I will say, Traumerei has a fatal flaw, no? I'm gonna go there and say it. I didn't think about that until now. I got so swept up in... I got so wrapped up in like his transformation and him drawing his power back. Traumerei has a fatal flaw. He has a fatal flaw. I do think Traum's dead, though. I think he's going to be the one to go. He was the first one to use his power. If we use Fast and the Furious rules, he pressed Nas first. He's going to lose the race. He dumped his power first. He has a fatal flaw. And it's something that it's been in your face. It's a part of his whole character. He needs to be in control. He needs to be in control. He needs to be in control. And Gaston jerked him around this whole fight and tricked him and made him kill Valhalla, that he lost control. Like, stop toying with me. And he lashed out. Right? He lashed out and he's using more power. So because he needs to gain control back of this whole arrangement. Fatal flaw. I think this right here is gonna screw him. Fatal flaw. I had to sit with this for a second. That's a fatal flaw. I do think that's gonna be his undoing. Because if a person shows up in this fight, or if something unexpected happens in this fight, and this dude lashes out again, he can get caught off guard and he can get killed. Absolutely. It's a fatal flaw. It is a fatal flaw. It's been in my face the whole time. But it took till this. Right? It took till this. To where it's just like, oh, this is gonna be a big deal. This is gonna be a huge deal. Because that's what it felt. It felt like this whole fight, Gaston has been toying, like it has felt like Gaston has been toying around with Traum this whole time. Do this, do that. We're gonna do this. You're gonna play this game. We're gonna do this. You're gonna deal with these regulars. You're gonna do this, and it's just like he's been jerked around, brought here. Then they start fighting. Then he's like trying to throw it in his face of everything he did in the past. You can't accept this and that, this, and then it's like the straw that broke the camel's back with tricking him and having him kill Valhalla. He just lost it. Right? He just lost it. Just freaking lost it. Now he's just like, all right, I'm done playing. I have fatal flaw. Fatal flaw.